Welcome to episode 12 of the TPS podcast, presented by Stay Another Day, your go-to mental health awareness apparel.
It's juice. Yeah. They love to hate. They see me doing it for real, and I'm sorry to tell you this ain't luck. I'm just trying to ball like the Oregon Ducks. But man, fuck it, this podcast sucks.
I'm Jordan Wonder. I'm today here with Stephen KONNOVITCH, actor, writer, director. If you know him from social media or know him from his short films, however you know him, you love him. And I don't know. Fuck, we're just here to have some fun, I guess.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah, of course. If you want to give like yourself an intro, feel free to go ahead and do that. If I'm
sure. Yeah. I guess the simplest way to put it is I make a lot of stuff. I'm not really in one lane. This makes me, why the fuck did I start like this? I make stuff on social media. It's comedy. Sometimes I just like make my own short films. I dramatically act, I comedically act, and sort of like for hire stuff. It's a lot of short films, it's some features. Just building my career up and having fun. So
nice.
Yeah, man.
Nice. What an intro. I like that.
Hey, thanks.
So we have probably I think you said the segments that we were gonna do was gonna be the sad quiz, which is our sponsored segment.
Okay.
Right. I don't did you say that or did I just make that up?
My thing, and this sounds so lazy. I promise it's not lazy. I just like to be in the moment and not prepare anything before. So whatever ones are like I can do that perfect, but also I can make up stuff on the spot.
Yeah, 100%. So all it is I'm literally just gonna ask you, and we'll do it later, but I'm literally just gonna ask you like 20 true or false questions about movies, which I feel like you should be pretty solid. I figured that was a topic you'd be pretty good with. And depending on how many you get right, I'll Venmo you a certain amount of money. It's super easy.
Oh, cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
What's the range? What's the range of money?
If you get 5 questions right, it's $20. 10 questions right, $30. 15 questions right, $40.
Okay.
Every single question right, you get $100.
No way. Okay.
But you can only the thing is you can only go for one milestone. You know what I mean? So like if you're like, oh, I'm going for the 20 and you end up getting 18 right, even though that would have you would have qualified for the 40 if that's the prize you're going for, but you're going for the 100. So you end up getting nothing.
Do I have to decide before or after I give all my answers? Before?
Yeah, you have to decide before. So you got to be like, it's movies. I feel like you know a lot about movies. So you may go, hey, I'm going for the 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so just that segment, and then I have like some would you rather's questions or situations that my followers I guess wanted your advice on or wanted your answers to.
Oh, me in particular.
You in particular, yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah, cool. I got a close friends story on Instagram where I like sell like all my old clothes, and I just went on there.
What size are you?
I wear XLs, but it's a lot of stuff that I get like from clothing brands that I don't wear, and not all the time do they send me my size. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's all clothes just for super cheap, just trying to get rid of it. You know what I mean? If any clothing brands are watching this, I'm not your clothes. I'm not getting rid of
H&M. Hit us up. No.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the only segments we're doing, and then besides that, I just had some fucking questions that I was curious about, and I figured other people would be curious about too.
Please, man. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I have a question for you off the bat, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. Yeah, I love questions.
It's like a 2-parter, I guess.
Okay.
Not really. I don't know. But how did you like find me? Because I was at work Friday, and I just see like Jordan Wonder. Also, what's the name?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
As if I don't have it committed to memory. Now I'm kidding. No, I was like, it said you tagged me in a post. I was like, what? And then I saw, and you were just like, yo, I want to interview. So I'm curious as to how you came across like me.
It's funny you say that actually, because one of the topics that I wanted to bring up was basically dude, it was probably like 1 in the morning one night, and
Interesting start. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was scrolling through Instagram Reels, and I came across your video. Fuck, what video was it? I screenshotted it.
It was
It
probably the
was
one where I go like, guys, basically what I did there. That's what everybody knows me from.
actually no, it
Oh
was
no?
the one where like you unwrapped an iPhone for Christmas and you're like, I wanted this so bad, and you're like, stop, bruh. You know what I mean? And then just starts like rapping or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That was a
Something you'll
video.
notice. Yeah. I have a very particular reaction to my stuff in hindsight. It like gives me the ick about myself, but that's cool that you liked that one.
Dude, I know 100% exactly what you mean, dude. I'll
Yeah.
make videos, and when I'm done editing them, I'll look back on them and I'll be like, bro, this is art, bro. I'm making art, dude. Like, this is amazing shit.
Yeah.
And I'll post it, and then I'll watch it like the next day, and I'll be like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm the least funny guy that's ever lived.
Yeah. And not only
You know
that,
what I'm
but
saying?
everyone hates me and they hate me more than I hate myself. Not actually. I don't know. You know what I mean? But like you have those thoughts, especially when it's
Yeah,
like you get one someone likes one from like 42 weeks ago, and it's like you look completely. It's a weird thing, but that's
yeah,
cool. That's cool. That's an interesting one to
100%.
find me from.
Yeah, so I came across that one video, and I don't remember what the exact comment was, but I commented on it and was basically just like, this guy's the greatest actor alive. Just like so simple, because I watched that one, and then I went on your page and I watched the one where you were like, fuck, I think like you were with somebody who was supposed to be like your mom and your sister or something, and you were like, maybe it was like mom and a brother, I don't know, but you're like, it's my New Year's resolution to tell people how I really feel about them before
Oh
leaving a room. Yeah,
yeah.
I might have commented on that one actually, that you were the greatest actor alive. But those are the first two
Thanks, man.
videos I ever like saw of yours, and I don't know. Sometimes like I'm just like fans of people
Yeah.
who, you know, I've never even seen before, or maybe like they're not like the most famous motherfucker in the world, but it's like
hmm
I'm a fan of you, like you're famous just because of
Yeah.
like your shit and how much I like it. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, 100%. Yeah, there's people that like, yeah, either just in my personal life that I'm like, dude, I'm such a big fan of you, or people exactly like that, where it's like they're not massive, but like you connect with something on a on like a level where you're like, dude, this feels like it was made for me. That's
Yeah.
you just like not idolize, but you're just like, dude, this person, I fucking love them. Yeah,
Yeah,
I do it a
100%.
lot.
And that's exactly how I felt with you, where I was
Thanks,
just
man.
like, yeah, I was like, dude, this guy is fucking an amazing actor. I'm like, I need him on my podcast, because before you're fucking too famous to be on my podcast. I'm like,
No.
I got to get to this guy quick. You know what I'm saying?
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate the praise. That's very funny that you found me. I don't think I would have guessed that in the top 25 videos that you found me from. That was
Really?
one that, yeah, that like I just did on Christmas morning. My three sisters sitting there watching me do it. Like that like it's always a family member for the most part holding the camera.
That's
Uh,
so. And when you make videos like that, because you fucking, I mean, that video, I mean, it was great, it was amazing, but it's like you like switch the person that you were like 3 times within the same video. When you're like making these, I don't know, sketches, you call them like sketch comedy.
yeah, sketches, bits, or like videos, just like whatever. There's
Yeah,
no bad name for 'em.
when you're like making those, are you just like get one idea and you're just like, all right, real quick, start recording, and then you just see what happens with it? Or you're like, I'm gonna open the gift, I'm gonna pretend like I'm an influencer who needs the iPhone, and then I'm gonna start fucking rapping like Eminem. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
is it planned out like that?
a little bit. It depends on what it is, right? Like I'm always trying new stuff, whatever that means. But sometimes I like just like being, hey, just hold the camera and I want to see what happens. For the most part, that sort of space is how it's created. Like in my head, I'm like, oh, let me just go through this and just improvise through it.
Yeah.
And then I'll write it out a little bit. I'll kind of like come to in the middle of it. Like I'll realize that I'm doing it. And I'll be like, oh, this is a funny thing. Let me write about it. And then I'll get there. I don't know. And then I'll roll the camera and go. I don't know. Yeah. It's I'm really into like scaring myself with my work.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
100%.
Like posting something where I'm like, I don't know why this is entertaining or funny or why I came to this, but it feels like only I could. So that feels like something I should pursue, you know?
100%. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Sometimes like when I'm making videos, like I'll have, I don't know, our videos are like completely different styles, but like sometimes I'll have like a whole fucking monologue of shit that I'm like, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna lead into this joke, then I'm gonna lead into this next topic and I'm gonna hit this joke right at the end, and I get like a whole script in my head. And then sometimes I'm just like, I'm just gonna fucking start recording, and then hopefully I say some funny shit and I can edit out the stuff where I'm thinking of the funny shit to say. You know what I mean? But your all your videos for the most part, unless it's like purposefully edited, is like they're all like one take shit. So like when you're doing that, is it like, if you know your family member's holding the camera and you just start talking and you like stutter and you're like, oh fuck, redo it, or you just keep it and it's always a one take thing?
I'll always try to get to the end of a take just in case the stutter is like, I can usually tell if it's like, this is so funny, like being so granular about this type of thing. I don't look down on like content creation, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I think it is being taken more seriously, right, as like an art form, but it still has that like, I don't know, stigma, whatever. I usually try to get to the end of a take, and then look at it and be like, oh, I can do this better. Sometimes I'm just like, dude, you know what? This is an idea that I just want out of my brain. Like there's a lot of times where I'm just like, I just want to move on to the next thing, and I don't feel like I can until I post this video. So it really is just like kind of a journey thing for me. And it also depends on who I'm working with, Sometimes it's my sister who, for the life of her, would rather do anything else than record this video for me.
Word.
I gotta take what I can get. Just emotionless watching me just make a fool of myself, and I'm just like, yeah, that was horrible to experience. But then sometimes I'll film with like a friend who also does the same thing, and we can sort of like really try to get what we want. But then I'm like, I don't know, I go back and forth where I think sometimes things can be like way too scripted. Like that video that was with my family, like we just did that one take. My sister, I was like, just film this, and I had that idea for a while. I think that's where it meets and it gets really good, is when you have an idea that you think is strong, but then you just submit kind of to the moment, and it's like, yeah. I like character stuff as well. I really like character stuff.
I mean, speaking of character shit, that's another thing I wanted to touch on. When I'm not, and again, I already told you I'm a fan of yours. I'm not trying to like suck your dick, dude. You know what I mean?
No,
but
dude, you can't.
You're
Zoom screen. Elon's working on that, man. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll just start thinking it, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa.
Yeah, dude.
We all chill out, bro.
My imagination can do a lot, so we cut the
So one of the things I was curious about is, do you ever?
No.
How do I? Yeah, word. No, I get that.
No, sorry.
On your, so I know you have a second account, the Steven Tries Vlogging, had to peep the screenshot there. So I know you have a second account where you kind of post.
I do. No, you're talking about Steven Waldron.
Well, the at name is Steven Tries Vlogging, and then Steven Waldron, I guess, is the name on.
So that's Instagram. A dude. It sounds crazy. That's a dude that looks really like me, and he's like just a small creator that I'm trying to help out.
Oh, word.
Yeah, but his stuff's great. It's great.
Yeah. So, so his, yeah. So his stuff, sometimes longer form. And
I've noticed that. I'm not too tapped. I'm kind of like, I help him out, but I'm not tapped into his stuff.
Okay. Okay. So,
You can
I
explain
guess,
it,
so I guess with I guess your stuff in comparison to his, I I'm saying, like, not trying to suck your dick or nothing, but I feel like you're such like a good actor, that like I guess the best way to form the question is like, on your like actual account, like, is there ever a video that you post where you're like, this is me, like this is me and my personality? Like, is there ever a video that you post that's like not you playing some sort of character or different version of yourself? Is there ever a video where you're just like, yo guys, talking to your followers, and you just like gotta announce something? Or is like every single thing a character? Because I swear to God, I can't tell. Like, you're such a good actor, like I dead ass can't tell. Like, sometimes I'll watch a video of yours and I'll be like, is this another character this guy is playing, or is he being real right now, and this is how he is in real life?
I think with everything that I create from a comedic standpoint, and maybe it bleeds into dramatic work that I do, I want people to look at me as the character and say, this person needs serious help, but I don't want them to get it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's an incredible way to put it, I guess.
Because I just think that I don't know how to answer that question, because it's like, of course my personality is in all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess I do know how to answer the question. My personality is in all of that stuff, but it's just like, yeah, I'm telling you, dude, like, it sounds so, I don't know, from some, and I'm not trying to isolate from people who don't create, whatever,
Yeah.
don't act, but I think there's no way to not infuse yourself into whatever you're doing. It's just literally being like, what happens when I go all the way over here? Like,
Got you.
and I also really like when people are confused. I think that's the greatest opportunity.
That's where I'm at, bro. Every single video you post, that's exactly where I'm at.
Yeah. So, and I'm even confused at like, why, at what's going on too. Like, I don't know why that dude invites me to collaborate on his posts and I accept them, but it's like,
Got you.
I look at it,
because you guys look similar. I mean, if somebody who looked like me was inviting me to collab on posts, I'd be like, fuck yeah, bro, get this guy bigger than me.
So something else happened. I'm not sure if you're even aware. It was back from, when was it? It was May of 2024 up until about August. I took a complete, like, I stepped away from social media. Right.
Okay.
And just like mental health things, I just stepped away. Like, genuinely, I stepped away. Right.
Okay.
And I just did my summer thing. And
I don't know where this is going. I'm sorry. I'm not smiling at like you stepping away from mental health. I'm just curious where this is going.
Because it's not a funny thing. It's not. But no.
All right. Bro, you're committing to the bit so hard, bro. I don't know what to believe anymore.
No. So I stepped away from social media. Someone that, again, looked just like me, his name is Steven Anderson, somehow got access to my account. I don't know. What's funny? Somehow got access to my account, and he was this kind of like feminist dude, and he put out a short film called "Written by a Woman." Right? The reason I know so much about this is it was all in the police report, and he took over my. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. He took over my account, posts this short film, posts clips from the short film. It's about him. Like, the general idea of it is like, he goes around and he's very pro-female, right? He's very pro-feminist to a degree that it's like, bro, we understand what you're trying to do. And he's like embarrassing himself and deprecating himself. He gets to the end of this short film, and it turns out a woman's actually writing the script for him for what to do as punishment for something he did. You get me?
Oh, no, I get you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then he tried to promote the short film. He posted on all my accounts. He got arrested for whatever crimes he committed that made the woman blackmail him. I finally go back to my account. I just realized all this had happened, but I actually gained followers from it on TikTok and Instagram.
Oh,
So
really?
we struck up a deal, like police involved, and just kind of worked it out that I could keep the videos up, sort of, because I'm also an actor and a creator. I could sort of, I don't know, like reap some of the benefits, so to speak, of his work. I mean, not that I support it, but so it's stuff like this happens to me for some reason, man. I don't know if I attract it or what, but that
You're
was
very
certainly a scary
susceptible
time.
to being, I don't know, taken advantage of
I
for
guess my
mutual
password just
gain.
wasn't strong enough,
Oh,
on all
yeah.
accounts,
Was it
and that's some.
like Steven 1 2 3 4? I would assume.
Well, I can't say it on air.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if you changed it since.
Well, it was what you said, but yes, I've changed it since. But I can't
Okay.
say it on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
he's.
NDAs and such.
If anybody's watching, he changed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
did. I did.
don't try. If your name's like Steven
Waldron.
Blanovich or something, I don't know. Don't even think about it because it's off
No,
limits, bro.
and I didn't even mean to bring that up either. Like that's something that the past is in the past. Like
Yeah.
type of vibe. But I appreciate. I think this started with you saying I'm a good actor, and I appreciate that.
Wow. Wow. A whole a whole monologue, bro. Whole monologue for an answer.
Okay. Cool.
That was amazing.
Thanks, man.
And unless you're just like you know what you remind me of? You're like, you ever hear like a song, like an alternative or like contemporary song, and you're like, I have no fucking idea how the artist or the producer or why they decided to do that, because it doesn't sound like any song I've ever heard of before. Like you're like, I don't even know how the fuck somebody could even think of like
No,
doing that to a song, and
yeah.
but I like it. You know what I mean?
I actually made that one. So thank you. That was me.
That was oh, dude. You know what? And I knew you from somewhere else.
Yes.
That was the thing, though, is I knew you from somewhere else, and it wasn't just from
No, I
social
appreciate
media.
I appreciate what you're saying, genuinely. Sometimes I'll get a joke and I'll be like tunnel vision on it, but I appreciate what you're saying.
Yeah.
Thanks,
So I definitely like that a lot, because I think what's the most impressive thing about you is of course, I mean, your acting skills. I've said that, but just your ability to go from one thing to another or do something with a character that I don't think anybody's ever thought of doing before in their entire life. You know what I'm
Thanks, dude.
saying? Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. It's funny. It's awesome to hear you talk about considering me a good actor. That's cool that people get that from my videos, because sometimes I do feel like, I mean, I'm very tickled by brain rot humor. So
Yeah.
like a lot of it gets into my work, and sometimes I'm like, does this degrade the quality of it? But then I just push all that BS aside, because it's like, I think, yeah, I'm just trying stuff, but it's cool to hear that, like, oh, there's this connection that you're forming between like this stuff and good acting work.
Yeah. And it's like what I said, like you could do literally anything in a video, but because each video is like basically seemingly, I guess, a different person, it's like that's how you know that like you're a good actor, because it's like every single video is a different person and you don't know which one's the real one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think that's what kind of conveys like how good of an actor you are. You know what I'm saying?
Cool, man. Thanks. Thank you again.
Dude, I'm really on your dick, bro. I don't know what's going on, dude.
Nah,
bro, yeah, I had a lot of shit to get out of the way, and it's all fucking, dude, it's all sounding real lazy.
Bro.
I don't know.
Krispy Kreme me. Nah, I didn't say it. I didn't say that. I didn't. That wasn't me.
Okay. Let me get a topic change real quick.
All right, let's do it.
I guess as easy as possible. Steve or Steven?
Depends who you are. Depends what hand you've been dealt in life, I think.
All right. So my
whatever
hand,
whatever you
presumably.
choose.
Okay. You don't have like a preference? I know some people is like they like the longer version of their name with like family and then like the short version with friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
like,
I didn't know.
yeah, like all my friends in high school, the ones that had real bodies and skin, and they would call me Steve. And but my family usually just calls me Steven, and like, you know, yeah. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Well, whatever. I like Steven. I like Steven.
Okay.
The PH. You don't see the PH too often these days, and
No,
I
no.
think it's
And
a lost
sometimes when
art.
you see it, it's not even a Steven.
Disgraceful.
They're like Stefan.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you watched Davidson in the 2004, tournament.
That's one.
I get it.
That's
So
what I'm
did I.
saying.
So
Okay.
you didn't like your wife's present, like, you know what I mean? It's the same. It's you resent her for her. No.
Yeah, for her existence.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah,
Name your kid Steven.
yeah.
Whatever.
Remarry at 55. Like, I know the story. You know what I mean? It's
uh, all right. So now that we've gotten the biggest question out of the way, I got Steve or Steven. What could be possibly more important than that? How old are you?
I'm actually 25 today.
Really? Today's your birthday?
Yeah, today's my birthday. Yeah, April
No
4th.
way,
Yeah.
dude. Happy birthday, dude.
Thanks, bro.
It's
Thanks.
like the whole thing's just like a bit, and you're like, dude, this dumbass
No,
motherfucker thought it was my birthday. Got him to wish me happy
no.
birthday live on air.
No. You'll see on my Instagram, and like when you go on like I'll be reposting just fucking millions of birthday messages. It's fucking crazy, but
Yeah.
no.
all of my 10 friends with skin.
Yeah. But if we're talking without, bro,
it could be more, and it's all just black screens just saying HBD. Those are the no skin ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Some of it's in like the Wingdings font. Yeah, it's all
another year, another dollar.
Yeah, dude. Sure.
I've never even heard that one. I just came up with that one on the spot.
Let's go M for M then. Yeah.
Dude, that's sick. I'm happy that you were.
I genuinely promise.
Genuinely. See, I don't know what to believe. You could just be committing even harder right now.
No, because I was thinking of this earlier, and I was like, I don't like when it's like, I don't like having conversations with people on my birthday, because the whole time I'm like, if they knew it was my birthday, this would be going so different. And it freaks me out. So I'm like, I'm glad you asked, because yeah, I figured you would. You'd be like, how old are you? And I'd be like, I'm 25 today, which I am. April 4th.
Dude, hell motherfucking yeah. My anniversary's in 2 days. I mean, I know that's not my birthday, but
you're married?
I mean, close event. No, but just my 2-year anniversary with my girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. I'm only 21, so
nice, dude. Yeah, I'm 17.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut that out, and I'm gonna put in the part where he said he was 25, just for everybody watching.
Are you 21?
Yeah, I'm 21. Do I not look 21?
No, dude.
Really? How old did you think I was,
bro?
You're not gonna hurt my feelings. It's not like I'm, gonna get offended.
Dude, it's just like I could have put you anywhere between like 29 to 33.
Yeah. And I've heard older, you know what I mean?
That's sick, dude.
Way older.
Dude, I've seen it fucking all. No. Yeah. That's sick, bro. Hell yeah. Wait, so like, can I ask what's your like and I feel weird asking this, because like, but what is your thing? Like, what's your thing? And I'm someone, I don't know what my thing is, like, in terms of what I do online.
Basically, dude, I mean, I've done so much shit on social media like my entire life. I've always kind of had like a want, I guess, to it sounds so cocky, bro, but it's like,
No,
it's like, I don't really give a fuck about like followers or I mean, everybody cares about money, but like, that's not really my main goal. I've always just had the want to be famous, I guess, is like the best way to put it. And however the fuck like that would come about, it's always been, different for me, but I've always just had the want to be like, recognized in public, or like, you get invited to go do fun shit, or, like kind of what I do now, where like companies like send you shit for free. It sounds so materialistic, and I promise you it is. But I've always, I mean, ever since I was a kid, I've always like not really cared about.
What does that mean, materialistic?
Like, are you genuinely asking, or is this another bit?
Yeah, I'm genuinely asking. I've not heard that word before.
Really?
Yeah, materialistic.
Yeah. You like material shit. Motherfucker, I know you went to college, bruh.
We can just move on. I got trauma I gotta work through in that department, but we can move along.
Yeah, I guess in the simplest form, I've always just had that want to be famous. And I mean, dude, I was making Vines back when Vine was a thing. I've had like 3 or 4.
Into gardening?
Am I into gardening?
Yeah, like I think Vines are still a thing in terms of like aesthetic.
Oh, like they still exist.
Yeah, I see them all the time. Yeah, what? I don't know what you mean by like there's like, they're like.
No, see, no, because vines were invented like a while ago. Like probably like God is the guy who invented that one. But I think a few years after that, there was like an app that probably somebody, I'm assuming in China, because that's where most of them come from.
Big assumption, but okay.
I feel like it's a fair assumption.
I feel it. No, go ahead. I'm derailing everything. Go. No,
you're good. So yeah, basically, like I made videos back when that app was a thing, and I never hopped on Musical.ly, which I could proudly say, but of course, when like TikTok became a thing, immediately started making videos on that, and I think I've had like 4 different TikTok accounts hit 10K, which like isn't like a flex, but it's like, that's kind of my way of showing like how many times I've sort of like tried to do different shit that all has to do with video making.
Yeah.
But like when I was in high school, like I would just do like, regular trends and shit. And then, that account got banned. And then I started a new one where I wanted to do YouTube. And I would like make YouTube videos with my friends, and I would post the clips on TikTok, and I got over 10K on that. And then that account I got deleted. And then I made another account where I did like my most viral video to date, where me and my cousin, do you remember the red Solo cup challenge? That was a thing on TikTok where people were throwing red Solo cups, trying to make it into another red Solo cup.
Yeah, no, not really, but I probably saw it, yeah.
Well, it was like a trend for a while where people would just set up a camera and try and throw a red Solo cup into another red Solo cup. So me and my cousin did that. We got like 11 million views on that.
Okay.
And I still have that account today, but then I started another account because I wanted to be on the music recommendation train. Where like people were like, "This is a country song you need to listen to." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Probably my lowest.
You just like creating, like I get it. Like I'm the same way, where I'm just like, bro, the creating is the most fun I've had. Just like making stuff. It doesn't matter what it is, and maybe it is a desire to be famous, but it's also like, I just want to build a life that's optimized for creating stuff and doing things that I want. And throughout our whole lives, I'm 14 years older than you, but throughout our whole lives, we've seen like this is possible to do online. So I completely get you.
Yeah. I mean, longest answer of all time for that one question, but I guess my current thing right now is I I make like fashion content. Like I'm a fashion creator. I feel like is like, and I hate that shit, but that's what most people know me for, because I started actually like a year ago when I switched genres again, when I was done with the music shit. I wanted to do like get ready with me content. So I was like super bored one day. I decided I'm going to do get ready with me before I go to work. Just getting ready to go to work, and then, you know, just doing those kind of videos and showing off my favorite clothes and, you know, what I wear outside of work, and just a whole bunch of get ready with me content. I ended up getting like 35,000 followers on Instagram, which was my first time ever blowing up on Instagram. So that was like super important to me. Like I've always said, like hitting 10K on Instagram would mean more to me than hitting 1 million followers on TikTok, because I just feel like Instagram is such like a way harder app, I feel like, than any other app's algorithm to like blow up on. So now that I'm like on Instagram doing this kind of thing, well, I'm not anymore because I just got a knee surgery, and actually yesterday was my first day being able to walk, but because of that, clearly I'm not going to work, so I can't film like get ready with me's anymore. So now I'm doing like cooking videos and really doubling down on the podcast and shit, and just, I don't know, videos that I find interesting, and they all seem to be doing probably just as well. But I'm just, I feel like that's, I guess, what I'm known for is like the fucking trades worker, get ready with me bullshit guy who has a podcast nobody listens to. You know what I mean?
For now,
I guess maybe after this episode, people will be like, look at this crazy actor, and then I'll just kind of ride that wave with you.
Dude, let's
Yeah. But I guess to answer your question, that's who I am, I guess, or how my followers perceive me.
I love it, man. I love it. It's cool.
Cool. I appreciate that. I've seen a couple of your videos before where it seems like you're with some buddies in college. Is with that
with some buddies in college.
Ring a bell? Buddies with skin. I guess I'm asking, did you go to college? I feel like is an easier way to put it.
I went to college. Yeah, man. I went to Temple University, and that was in which is in Philly.
Okay.
And for the first 2 years, I studied finance, and kind of crazy. I went in with a sports management major because I thought like, I'm just gonna go be a GM of one of the sports teams, because there's like 100 total jobs available. Not even, just like in general, like if every GM died today, it'd be like, 100 jobs. And I was like, I'm gonna get one of those.
God damn. Okay.
So then like quickly I was like, what the, like, no. And then I just loved sports growing up, so I thought that was the way. But then I was like, business seems adjacent. I still had that dream, but I was like, all these guys are businessmen and lawyers. So I was like, let me do that. I did business. I was good at sales. I was in like a sales organization in college where we did like sales role plays, which is like, sounds corny. It was actually, I thought it was cool. It was
sounds like something you'd extremely excel in. That's what that sounds like.
I guess. And that was sort of like the birth of when I was like, I can perform pretty well. And then but I was like locked into being like, I'm gonna be a financial advisor, and then COVID hit, and then everything changed. I just did a complete like 180, and I would say it's like a 540 or like a 960 though. Just, you know, just doing fucking numbers in my head, like I'm, but I don't know what that meant, but
no, I get it. No, I understood though.
A complete turn where I was like, I really like the arts, and like no one ever was like, the arts, like like I got my first day in high school. One of my best friends today, I asked him, I was like, bro, can you put me on to like music, because I don't listen to anything. Like I was over here with the Ed Sheeran Orange Plus album, and I was like, this is how God intended it. Like this, nothing else.
And we were all right there with you
on the little iPod Tiny Nano Shuffle, and
it
was that, bro. It was One Republic. So I went to Catholic school and Catholic high school, which I don't know why that's important. It's just part of what happened. But
I went to a Catholic middle school.
Okay, it's not.
So
We're not competing.
not that weird.
Just, you know,
I mean, I went for 9 years. You went for what? 4? I mean, I was kidding. All right, go ahead.
So let's see where. Yes, I went to. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I guess I never just realized like where I grew up, it was like theater is for like the theater kids are weird, and
That's
I remember
the
when I
same where I
was
grew up. You know what I'm saying?
when I was
I'm pretty
13.
sure that's the same anywhere you go.
I know it's so silly, dude. And when I was
My
13 or
my
14,
sister's a drama major, so I don't like actually hate people who do theater, but I do know they do get a lot of shit.
yeah, so much, and it's dude, it's like now being in the acting world, I'm like, bro, like yes, some of this tropes and stereotypes are correct, just like some of the tropes and stereotypes about like dudes who watch Barstool are correct.
Yeah.
But like um I guess I making that switch between those two, I sort of side with theater kids now, even though I haven't really even done a play yet. I've auditioned for plays, but um anyways, went to college at Temple. I started with a good friend of mine. We did the podcast together, which I won't say the name of because he is finishing law school, and I think we want to scrub that little guy from the internet
That's
pretty
a good
soon.
move, doggy.
Yeah,
That is a good move.
me, I'm like, let it ride, but I want to, not that we were out there saying outlandish things, but we're 21 years old. Not that, anyways.
I mean, I probably have said a lot of shit that I don't want anybody finding, and I'm glad fucking nobody was listening to my podcast back then.
But that's everyone, man. That's everyone, like it's humans are nuanced. So we started making skits once we were like, we're done with the podcast. And then I took a break for a while. And then I started making stuff I posted this video that was in November of 2023, where I just was with a friend in New York, and we were just like, let's shoot some stuff. And it was like I was trying to soft launch wearing a hat, because my character was like, I'm not a hat guy, and everyone knows.
Okay.
So then I sort of, dude, it's kind of crazy. Like that video, like, yeah, that's what I was. It's just like from there to now, the stuff I post now just feels insane. But I feel like that's a good sign of growth. I went to school at Temple. That's my answer.
Dude, no, you're so good on the answers, bro. I'm loving it.
No, yeah, thanks,
man. I guess the only relation I have to Philly is I'm an Eagles fan.
Hey, go Birds. Okay.
Go Birds.
Fire.
And I'm only an Eagles fan because my girlfriend's family is from Philadelphia.
Okay.
So I knew coming on here, I was like, fucking, if we fucking hate each other, at least we're both Eagles fans.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually I'm actually a Steelers fan. My dad grew up closer to Pittsburgh. He's like in a northern town of West Virginia. So we're big Steelers fans. When I went to school at Temple, I kind of did get on the bandwagon a little bit because they had just won the Super Bowl.
Got you.
But I'm a lover, not a hater. I like both teams. I want to love.
There you go. And I've been a 49ers fan my whole life because that's where I'm from. But
okay.
As soon as I got the chance to be an Eagles fan, I was like, dude, Eagles fans are the fucking shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm sick. Like, please. I had to, like, it's like I was asking my girlfriend's dad to marry her. You know what I mean? Like, I had to go to him and be like, I really want to be an Eagles fan. Is that like
your blessing? Yeah.
Is that posery, or are you cool with that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were cool with it. They're like, I don't know why you're not already. So
yeah,
ever since that day, I love telling people I'm an Eagles fan.
Yeah, just get to Jetro once and you're fine. Everyone will love you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Okay. So I'm very surprised that you didn't do theater in high school, nor did you study like directing or anything about film in college.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
nah,
I'm super surprised about that.
I took very minimal, like one class here or there. I studied at the Walnut Street Theater, which is a theater I love in Philly.
Yeah.
I took like 2 or 3 classes there. I took improv classes at the Philly Improv Theater. And then I took 1 or 2 acting / filmmaking classes at Temple. If you're in Philly, definitely hit up Philly Improv Theater. I love that place. And Walnut Street Theater because
I've always wanted to go to an improv show, bro. That shit looks like so much fun.
Dude, people sometimes say that improv is like soccer, which is my favorite sport, because it's so much fun to play, but it's like pulling teeth to watch.
Yeah.
Uh, but I
Okay.
think if you have a love for the game, keeping this analogy going,
Yeah.
improv is really fun
I
because it's
I
like
would
you're involved in it.
probably yeah, and I would
I
probably
love it.
assume the other way around where I would love watching improv, but I would fucking shit my pants to have to get on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I've done
Is that like a requirement for that venue
to shit your pants.
to get on stage?
It depends how hard you're committing to the bit. If
Okay,
you
so
like, if you
it's
really wanted to show them, like, hey, I'm the motherfucker. Like, I'll do anything for the bit. You know what I mean? They might have you shit your pants just to prove it, but that's just
oh,
and that's just what I've heard. But it's just not something I would want to do.
okay.
But that's just me.
Maybe I haven't done enough improv. We'll see. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, if you're just not on the level of commitment that I'm on, I mean, there's also could be that. I don't know if you've considered, but I don't know. I mean, everybody's different. Some people just like to play it safe, and that's okay. Anyways, I saw on LinkedIn that you're a demand gen specialist. Is
Oh,
that
not
true?
anymore, man. No. Is that still what it says?
That is, yeah, that is what it says on LinkedIn.
Oh, okay. I haven't gone on LinkedIn in a while.
Okay.
I left my job in June of 2023. But yeah, I worked with a great company um, called Thin Air from August of 2020 to June of 2023. But then I got an acting role, and we kind of just both came together, and I was like, "Hey, I kind of want to go all in on this," and we just had a mutual parting of
So
ways.
you do
But
acting full time or
no,
directing or
no.
writing?
I mean, like, yes, but I also work part-time jobs.
Okay. What's your current part time job?
Um,
If you
I
don't mind
work
me
at a
asking.
no, I don't. I don't. I work at a restaurant in my town that I live in. But I'm not I just got another job which I don't think talk about yet.
All good.
Um, but I'm excited about it, and it's in this vein of like creating
Nice.
online. So I think that'll be my job soon.
Hell
But
yeah.
I also want to keep acting. I love
Awesome.
acting.
Awesome. So I guess I I guess if we're going on some research that I did for
Okay.
you for this podcast. So I took a look at your IMDb,
Okay. All
right?
right.
It does say on there that you're an actor, writer, director. So that sounds pretty
Yes.
dick sucky from IMDb. That because dude, I see some fucking huge actors who have directed and who have written, and it don't even say that for them. You know what I mean? So they must hella like you.
Oh, I think I put that in.
Oh, did you?
I think you can edit your own
Oh,
IMDb
really? I
page.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a famous birthdays thing where they have to like choose you.
Oh, no, no, you can add your own IMDb page, but you need obviously projects, like a pro
Got you.
so when
And you like add all your own projects to it.
I think how it works is you can create your own account, but mine was created by that a production that I did. Um, and then I was like, "Oh, I want this so that other productions can add." I don't know if IMDb matters that much anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't know. I mean that was
yeah.
this is all shit that I'm unknowing to. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
really I thought they like chose your shit. So
Uh, I don't know for sure, but I am a writer director. I wrote and directed a short film that we shot in 2022, and it was released in 2024, and we first screened it in 23 and went through festivals. So I did make that short film.
wow.
Yeah,
Nice. Holy shit. Okay, that's hella good. So the two
it
questions
was
that
cool.
I had for you on your IMDb was says you were in one episode of Fallen Idols and one episode of Evil Lives Here,
Yeah, yeah,
which are
yeah, yeah,
both on HBO Max, I believe. So
yeah,
it
yeah.
seems pretty big fucking deal. So my questions for those two was not, I don't know if part is the right word, because I think you can be on, I didn't know if you were like a writer or something for that episode instead of being an actor, but like what part did you play in making both of those pictures, I guess?
So I actually executive produced both of them.
Really? Okay.
No.
Oh.
I
Dude,
was
I'm like,
on
damn, this motherfucker's bigger than
no,
I thought.
no, I appreciate it. I acted in both of them. The Fallen Idols was just it was just a day of like I was like a featured extra that talked with one of the guy. The way they shot that show was like, oh, they used real footage, real like sort of archival footage, even though I think everything happened in the 2000s with that whole thing. And then they had interviews, and then what they'll do is they'll reenact certain things. So if they're telling a story, it's those shots that are really ominous, so you can't see the faces. I just was in one of those. I don't even think they used my shot, but they
Oh,
added
you don't know?
me.
You didn't go watch it after?
I did not watch it. No.
What?
I
Oh.
don't. I'm not huge into like documentary stuff, but the
I mean,
Evil Lives
if I
Here.
was in a documentary, I would watch it. I'm not in documentaries either, but if I took part in one, of course I'm watching that shit.
I don't mean to downplay it, but it's not something to be played up. I was just it was a scene, you know, and like it's cool. It's great. It was a great opportunity to meet those people, and um but that was that. And then the Evil Lives Here was I did play the lead role in that one. I played a dude that actually is still alive and had committed this crime. So that was pretty cool. It was a good experience. I think we shot that in 2023 summer, and it came out in like the end of October 2023. And
So I've never seen the show, but you're being for real right now, like you were actually the lead in that episode?
yeah, I swear. If you scroll all the way
Wow.
back on my Instagram, I've made a post about it.
Okay. So,
And
do you remember which episode that was? Because I would love to go watch that.
yeah, so it just because I see it every time I pull up my resume. I do. It's Evil Lives Here, Killer Speaks.
Okay.
Killer
Got you.
Speaks. Season 1, episode 4.
Dude,
And
hell yeah. I swear to God, I'm watching this as soon as we're fucking done.
yeah, okay, cool.
And I'm gonna show my girlfriend, and I'm gonna show my girlfriend because like she was like asking me like who I'm interviewing on the podcast, and I was like, oh, you know, this guy's his name's Steven. He's like a hella good actor. And she's like, oh, like, what is he in?
Yeah,
And
right.
all I had written down was, or from my research was Fallen Idols and Evil Lives Here. And I was like, it was kind of like hard to explain, where I'm like, he like does sketch comedy videos on Instagram, and that's why I like him, but he is like a fucking hella good actor who's like actually done shit, you know what I mean? So I don't know, it's just hard to explain. So when
Dude.
I see her next, I'm gonna be like, watch this shit, this is who I'm fucking interviewing.
Well, thanks. Screen acting is so interesting because I've shot stuff like I only really started my career in the summer of 2022.
Okay.
And so it hasn't even been 3 years. I mean, it's been 3 years since I started like considering myself a professional actor and submitting and stuff. But it takes a while to build a career, dude, because I shot my first feature in December of 2023 and it's not out yet. You know what I mean? So like these things take a long time, and then but that's why I think I feel like I have to create stuff that maybe is like that I control the timeline of.
Got you.
Because I'm like, I know, you know, like I want to showcase what I can do so that I can one just bring an idea to life and just and get the creative fulfillment of that. But then also, like you said, it sort of works in a number of different ways. One of those being someone seeing it and saying, "Oh, that." Like I've booked jobs that I've really enjoyed that have been cool from my Instagram videos, which is crazy because I always used to think like, oh, you either have to pick comedy or drama, but it's sort of a new age, I think, man, where you can really you don't have to have this perfect aura. I mean, like still this, you know, big A-list actors sort of have this they are kind of like brands, but I think we're getting away from that a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. And like, especially like you'll be seeing, you know, your favorite influencers in like movies and commercials and shit. So I definitely agree with you. Like that's the age that we're in, where almost your social media presence for some people means way the fuck more than your resume. You know what I mean?
Yes. At least I adhere to the thought that I think it's always about the work that you're putting out. Like that's what's going to define your career always. If I go and I don't know, I don't really have a great example. I mean, some of my favorite films are like I look at a career like Bill Murray's, and Bill Murray's in one of my favorite films, Lost in Translation, but he's also in some of the funniest, you know, like you're only sort of like reserved to the box that you put yourself in. So it's like that's why it's so important, I think, to write, direct, and produce, because if you're not getting the roles that you want to be doing, you can create them, and just we have great resources now. We have great resources. My phone, you know, like my phone's gotten me. I don't know where it's at over here. My phone's gotten me a ton of cool opportunities, and yeah,
that's super sick. What a great way to put it. What a great explanation to that. Also, you mentioned that your first feature you filmed in like 2023. Are you allowed to say like what that is or where it's gonna be? Or
I believe I'll go. I don't know for sure. I don't. The directors I love dearly. Although it's weird, like you meet, like we did 10. I think that whole production was 17 days. I was on set for 10, and you're with these people for like 10 days. And I imagine it's even crazier when you're on a 90-day shoot or like a year shoot. But
yeah,
you just become so close with those people and you bond with them, and then it's like life happens and everyone's trying to work and you barely see them. But Frank Roselli and Andy Johnson, they are the co-directors and co-writers of that project. I believe it's in festivals at the moment. Yeah. Sometimes I just look at it like I'm just gonna keep working and keep going where I feel the most excited and curious about, and then it's actually kind of a relief to not have to worry about like pre or post production sometimes, because what's a good film and what's a successful film, you know, like you can go book a $300 million blockbuster and it flops, and it's like, yeah, cool, you got money from it, but like where's your artistry, you know?
100%. I definitely see where you're coming from. Now speaking of films, I took a little glance at your letterbox.
Oh wow.
And I had some agreements and I had some qualms that I wanted to bring up to you.
Agreements and qualms. Let's do it. I love Letterboxd. Great app.
So you're the first one. I have to say, you watched Adolescence. I know it's not a film, but you watched Adolescence.
I did.
Dude, what did you think about it? Because I had two thoughts. I think right off the rip was, one, it might have been the greatest, I know it was like a limited series, but the greatest season of television I've ever seen in my life. And two, I think besides, you know, yourself, I guess I'll say you guys are like tied or something, but I think Stephen Graham might be the greatest actor to ever live.
Dude, yeah, and I just was on the phone with a friend yesterday, and he was talking about how Graham wrote, and like Stephen Graham was
he created the whole thing.
I think I could speak endlessly about that project, and I sometimes will make like media reviews, whether that's a show or a movie, on my YouTube, but and that's one of them I might do. But I mean, there's not really anything that you could say, like it wasn't you can't, it's not too corny, it was so well done, it's so topical, like, and I think it's really difficult to make something topical especially about kids.
Yo, gang, we're going to take a little break from this podcast so I can tell you guys a little something about our sponsor of today's episode, Stay Another Day. Stay Another Day is a mental health awareness apparel brand. They make the sickest clothes. They make my favorite clothes, and they should be making your favorite clothes, if I'm going to be 100% real with you. I love Stay Another Day so much, dude. They were the first brand that ever sent me clothes, and I know I say that fucking every episode, but really, I mean it, and I mean everything I say when I tell you guys how much I love them, because I love them before they sent me clothes, and I may love them even more after they sent me clothes. But they're such a great company. They're owned by amazing people, and they relay a fantastic message that it is always important to find reasons in your life to stay another day, because there's a million of them in the world. We'll come on this podcast, dude. We'll joke, we'll mess around, we'll have fun, but something that's really important in my life is mental health, and it should be important in everybody else's life too. And that's serious. Even though we like to have fun, that's still a serious topic that should be a big part of your life and everybody else's life as it is in mine. But yeah, if you guys want to go check them out, it's Stay Another Day. You can go check out their TikTok, their Instagram, go to their website, buy some shit, you know what I mean? I don't have a promo code to give you guys yet, but I will eventually. And when that day comes, then you can buy some stuff from them and support me at the same time. But just for now, they're supporting me, so by supporting them, you're supporting me. You know what I mean? I don't even know if that makes sense. But thank you guys so much for being a part of my life and this podcast and supporting me in any way you can, whether it's buying clothes or not. I will forever appreciate you guys. And thank you, Stay Another Day, for being the sponsor of this podcast. It is always okay to not be okay. And I love you guys. And I love Stay Another Day. All right, cool. Back in the episode.
And also not edit to them. Because kids know when they're being edited at, like, they know, like, you know what I mean? They know when it's like when it's quick cuts so they can keep their attention. Like, I just saw this half of the Snow White. I walked out, I saw half of the Snow White, and I was like, bro, this editing is like, I don't know, it just feels so TikTok. And I think it's a really cool choice to just say we're doing this all in oneers, and if people resonate with it, great. And I think that shows they're not trying to teach anybody anything. It's like, here's just this hour of things that happened, and we're going to give you points where it's really high stakes, and we're also going to give you points where you just get to experience that with how do we come down from that climax, and how does that feel energetically and emotionally? Like, one of my favorite scenes, and if anyone's not watched it yet, I'll sort of paraphrase it, but the last episode, when Stephen Graham's character tries to remove something on his van, and then the car ride after that, it's just like, it's masterful, man. It's that show I was literally almost sobbing on a train ride to New York watching the finale.
Bro, like, it was crazy, because I mean, first of all, I thought it was so impressive that, like, they could do an entire episode all in one take and not make it feel like a theater play. You know what I mean? And I just the camera work and the directing and like the sound of everything. It's like they could make a 5-minute car ride like they did in episode 1, like part of the car ride for like probably 3 or 4 minutes straight. Like, nobody said a single word. And just the way that they like panned to each person and were able to like show the emotion that each person was feeling without a single word being said and not a single cut, like, just make that somehow seem interesting. I thought it was so impressive. And everybody in my life, I'm like, bro, you gotta watch this 100%. And I saw that it was on your letterbox, and I was like, dude, I gotta tell this guy what I think. Bro, you know what I mean?
When you trust the audience, you get people excited.
Yeah.
End of story. And word of mouth is always going to get more people to watch than any marketing campaign is.
100%.
Get people to watch. Yeah.
And did you know that both Jamie and the sister had never acted in anything before?
I knew that Jamie had not. Um, I did not know about the sister. My favorite performance was actually the actor who played Ryan, which was one of Jamie's friends.
Okay.
I
And
thought,
why was
I mean,
that?
I thought that that scene in the nurse's office, he just, I mean, he wasn't acting, and I think that's the greatest compliment you can give someone, and to do that at whatever age he is, if it's 15 or 16 or 17, like it's just brilliant. I mean, obviously Stephen Graham, but I think my favorite my favorite performance that people might not have caught was his
Your
friend
little
Ryan.
sneaker. Your little
Yeah,
sneaker in
yeah,
there.
my
Yeah.
dark horse, my dark
Yeah.
horse. Yeah,
100%. All right. Well, I I'm very happy I got to discuss my thoughts about that with someone. You know what I mean?
dude, I know. And talking about,
Um,
yeah, yes, talking about shows and movies is even better than watching it. That's what cements it as one of your favorites. I think.
100%. And like you said, that's the best marketing in the world is people talking about your shit. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah, yeah. Saying like this is a, you know, it's all about the thoughts after. Like it almost doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter what's happening while you're watching, but all of it is like, are you thinking about it afterwards? And are you telling people that? You know, it's
yeah, I
so
know I really liked a movie because most movies like I could love the fuck out of them, but I have no need or want to ever watch it again. And
mm,
I know that I just watched a good movie when the next day I'm like, shit, dog, I could probably watch that shit again. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Or you're
And
like
that's
you
exactly how I felt about Adolescence.
or you feel like or yeah, just the movie's energy is a part of you now.
Yeah.
You're thinking of yourself as the character, you're everything, like when you look around you kind of feel like you're experiencing life
Mm-hmm.
through the and adolescence, what a brilliant way to do that, and like helping people see the importance of the mundane moments in all of our lives, you know.
Yeah.
Great
Um,
show.
so now these are my qualms and my agreements from your letterbox.
Okay.
You said Wonka was a 3.5 stars.
Okay.
All right. So I watched Wonka for the first time 2 days ago. And I have a whole list on my phone of every movie that I watch every year,
Uh-huh.
and ranked them from best to worst. Wonka's my number one for the year
Really?
right now, and I was just
Wow.
curious I guess the simplest form would probably be like what you didn't like about it. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I think 3.5 stars is a good movie.
I don't know. That's like saying fucking a C is a passing grade. I mean, it's sure. I guess it's a passing grade, but nobody wants it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude,
So
I thought you meant like an ocean. I was like, what? That makes so much sense. To see is a passing grade. I thought you were talking like something pulled from like Proverbs
aquatics.
11. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I start
Okay.
spitting verses at you.
You're just like, this one's from Corinthians 19. He who uncovers the stone. No, it's like, wait, so okay, Wonka. Yeah, dude. I mean, like, I think it was a good film.
Are you
I
not a
love Timothy.
musical guy?
I'm a big musical guy, and I
Okay.
love Chalamet. I think it's interesting, man. Like with movies, I maybe take myself a little too seriously because when I first got into watching movies and using Letterboxd and treating it like, oh, this is like I want to be like in the movie reviewing and like whatever space. I sort of I love movies, so I would be giving everything such a high score, and then at
Mhm.
some point I was like, all right, well I have to start like actually building out like what like I don't know if that makes sense, but you can't give
No, I get
everything
it. Yeah.
4 or 5 stars. But also I don't know. I think it wasn't like it wasn't unbelievably it wasn't so memorable. Like, and it's not really my type of movie. I like a real drama. Like I like to really you see in all of my favorites and like all the ones that I consider the films that have like shaped me. It's all dramatic stuff or comedy in a really dramatic way.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I 100% get that. So then
That's
my
funny,
next
Wonka.
question, my next movie that I had a question about was Saltburn. Do you remember what you gave Saltburn?
Actually, 3.5.
This is a twofer. Saltburn and also Sanctuary. You remember both of those movies?
I could not forget Sanctuary.
Okay, so it's funny you say that. So Saltburn you ranked at a 3.5, and Sanctuary you ranked a 5.
5.
So like I said, I have lists of every movie that I watch every year. In 2023, Saltburn was my favorite movie that I watched that year. My least favorite movie that I watched in 2023 was Sanctuary.
Really?
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting that we were on like opposite sides of the playing field right there.
I think Saltburn wanted desperately to be saying something. And I loved Barry's performance, and I loved Jacob Elordi's performance. And really, I don't think there was a bad performance. I think Hugh Grant was in that. I forget the name of the sister, but I really enjoyed hers. Was Toni Collette in Saltburn?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a film. I thought it was interesting. I have not seen The Talented Mr. Ripley, but I hear it's sort of, like just kind of took that and was like, this is a good film, let's remake it,
Oh,
and not
really?
credit it.
I didn't know
But
that.
I'm talking purely off of what someone else has said. I don't know. Saltburn just wasn't my cup of tea. Sanctuary, though. Sanctuary, I thought was brilliant because that was like a theater piece. That was I love when things are scripted and you don't know, and then we bring that into the playing field and people are wearing masks and people are suppressing desires and then giving in to them. That's a film that I can't stop thinking about. I love Margaret Qualley. I love Christopher Abbott. I think it's not for everybody.
That may be where we lie, because I think first of all, Saltburn was my favorite movie because of just the storyline. Like sometimes I really like movies because like in adolescence, I really like that because, and again, I know it's not a movie, but just for a quick comparison,
it feels like it.
I really like that for the acting and the cinematography of it. So Saltburn, didn't really get me with the acting, didn't really get me with the cinematography, but the storyline was like nothing I had ever thought of before. You know what I mean? So,
sure,
now knowing that they possibly ripped it off, I feel like that degrades it a little bit, but
everything's a ripoff, man. Everything's a ripoff.
Everything's been done before. Yeah, I guess so. But, and then with Sanctuary, and maybe we got, just different minds, and my mind's just
of course we do.
a little too, yeah, I guess.
Maybe our brains are different.
Maybe we're different people. No, but
is that supposed to happen? Yeah.
I guess like my mind is just a little bit more dumbed down because I really like movies where in the first 5 minutes they let you know where we are, who we are, what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like I would probably say 90% of movies are like that, where within the first 5 minutes you're on the storyline. You may not know who these people are, but you know what's going on at the very least. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I also like movies that have a definitive ending. Like there's like an easy way to get to the bottom of my movie list is if the movie ends and I don't know what the fuck just happened at the end, or the issue that was going on throughout the entire movie never gets a resolution. Those are like automatic zeros for me. I hate that shit. And I think Sanctuary, right off the rip, like, because me and my girlfriend went and watched it in the movie theaters. And
good for you guys. That's good.
Yeah. And I don't want to shit on it too hard, but if I'm going to be 100% real, I was damn near falling asleep the entire time. I wasn't asleep, but it's like, that's like how not with it I was. Like, I'm not saying it was boring, because I do think me and my girlfriend both agreed the cinematography was really good.
Yeah.
But it's like, if there was nothing I was ever hooked on, because I never knew what the fuck was going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know who this guy was in comparison to this girl and what the storyline is and what their goal is or what's going on. And then it was like, at first I thought maybe they worked for each other, or one guy like, or one side was like a hire to the other, and then they start like doing sexual shit, and I'm like, okay, is this boyfriend and girlfriend? Is she a prostitute? Are they still hired but playing the role of boyfriend and girlfriend? It was just, I never knew what was going on almost the entire movie to the end. And it looked great and the acting was great, but I just didn't know what was happening ever. So that's kind of why I was ranked so low.
Dude, you don't have to justify anything. Like, if your opinion is valuable and it's yours, 100%.
Yeah.
I think I really like, I think it's cheap sometimes when something isn't resolved, but I like something where I'm sort of on my toes. I like to be on my toes, and I like when I'm, again, on my toes and it's not cheap, and I'm like, that's a clever choice. And Sanctuary is one of those films that probably the timing of it too, like timing is huge for films, where you're at in your life.
Yeah.
Like, I know my favorite film is After Sun, and like that was a huge boom right where I was at in life. And I still love it now, but yeah, it's just different shades, I guess. Also,
I just thought that was so interesting how far apart we were on those two.
Yeah.
I was under the consensus fucking everybody likes Saltburn. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, that was a little sneaker. Not low budget, but lower budget than probably I would have expected it to be. And it fucking
it was A24.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a very watched film. And I think anytime something's very watched, it's gonna be split.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah.
And Sanctuary, I'm very curious what the budget is for that. But
I think it was
for
10.
it to be in one location with only 2 actors, I mean, pretty impressive, I guess, to make a whole movie out of something like that. I'm always impressed by that kind of stuff too. You know what I mean? Where it's very like maybe not all in one take, but kind of on the same side, just like, you know, no setting change, no more than 1 or 2 actors. You know what I mean? I always find that super impressive.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, that was some of the appeal for it for me too.
All right. So that's really, I guess, all the questions that I had. So if you want, we can go on to the segments and the quiz, and then yeah, that might be all we got. Let's so I guess so. I don't know. This is a little bit weird, but normally I'll do like intros for like the clips, you know what I mean? That I'll end up leaving in the podcast, but I'll say something like directly to the camera, kind of like how I did on the intro, basically just giving an intro for what I'm going to edit into the social media clips later, if that makes sense.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
So I'll give me 1 second to do that, and then I'll explain what it's going to be like.
Do your thing.
Okay.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm here with Steven KONNOVITCH, and this is, how am I going to phrase that? Okay, no, I got it.
Great.
I'm here with Steven KONNOVITCH, and these are questions my followers had for him. Boom. Okay. So I got kind of a mixture of questions.
No.
Imagine it was like, this guy fucking sucks. I like relay that to you. I'm like, yeah, that guy said that. It was weird. No, but it's like a mixture of questions, would you rathers, and situations I guess my followers need advice on. And I got a lot. I got like a few hundred answers, but I tried to narrow it down into what I thought was either the most interesting questions or like the least boring, like would you rathers, you know what I mean? Like, would you rather, you know, run a mile or crawl a mile? You know what I mean? Like, nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, so I try to narrow it down as best as I could. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if for whatever reason there's anything I guess that you don't want to answer, you could just say, fuck that guy, for real.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know what I mean?
I think we'll be good. All right, let's try it.
So the first one that I got, I guess, let me find it because I thought it was really interesting. Do you think you give good dating advice?
Do I think I could give good dating advice?
Yeah, because I one of the situations I got that somebody wanted your advice on, is about dating. Weirdly enough,
I think just ask it.
Okay,
I give my advice. I don't.
So this is the situation. He wants your advice on what he should do in this situation. Okay.
Okay, let's hear it.
His name's Carson, so let's lock in for Carson real quick.
Carson.
So he said, so my ex keeps wanting to get back with me, and she's doing crazy shit, and I'm seriously worried about her. I don't want to be with her anymore. I have a new girlfriend, but my ex just won't leave me alone. I don't know how to stop talking to her without fearing that she's going to do something crazy.
Okay, so I can't make a joke. Okay.
I mean, you can if you want. I don't know. It's not like we really gotta give these guys serious fucking advice. If we want to just turn it into a bit, like, you know, it doesn't have to be serious.
Okay, so I get it. So he has a new girlfriend. He's moved on. The ex is doing crazy things.
And he doesn't want to stop talking to the ex, even though he has a girlfriend, because he doesn't know if she's gonna do something crazy if he like stops talking to her. You see what I'm saying?
I do. It's not. I get it. I get the picture clearly. I think. I think you have to sort of make a decision and say, like, just because, you know, I don't know how long you two dated, but like, you are not, you know, you're your own person and you're allowed to like go, you're allowed to like live your life and be happy. And there are also legal like there are legal things you can do to ensure that no one else that has an interest in, I don't know, infringing on that they are legally unable to. I think at the same time you can show compassion, and I don't know about this person's, your ex's, home life or who they have in their support system, but I would say probably alert someone in there. And then if that doesn't work, be super honest with them if you haven't already and say, hey, I'm seriously worried about you. Can I take you to a counselor or a person that can help? That's what I would do.
I'm first, dude. What a great guy you are, bro. Because that's like crazy shit compared to what I was thinking. You know what I mean? Like
album about her and putting out.
Yeah, I mean, like that was like a very wholesome, well-rounded. Like you should probably, if that guy's actually watching this, you should probably go with whatever Steven said. You know what I mean? Because that's some great advice. I was just gonna say, my personal opinion: the second you break up with someone, they should be blocked on every platform, never spoken to again, immediately, same day, same hour, same minute. That was my first advice. So the fact that guy even let it get to this point of still talking to her, that's where you fell short.
I think you're right. I think that's why I started with, you have to make a decision. The goal here is to see like, where are we at, and let's make the best decisions from here. You can't keep like hanging on to the past and be like, but this, it's like, no, you have, because you're also disrespecting the person you're with now. And
that's like, also what I was thinking is you're going to fuck your current relationship because you're still hung up on the last one.
Like, it doesn't matter what's happened before this. Own up to it in every regard, and then say, look, we're not in each other's lives. But I want you to be healthy. You know what I mean? But it's also not his responsibility. So
yeah. I that's exactly the page that I'm probably on, is that shit's not your responsibility. You know, likely whatever crazy shit you're afraid she's going to do, she probably won't. You know what I mean?
You can't, and there's nothing you can do to control whether she does it or not. The point is, Carson, you have to like don't think about the past. Where are you at right now? Make a decision now. Be the person you want to be now. You know what I mean? Like don't hold on to the past and be like, but I wasn't the person, so maybe I can sort of. No, bro. Just like, what do you like right now? Make a decision. Cut all the drama out. Like, I don't know how to say it besides that.
Dude, that's amazing advice. 100%. That's amazing advice.
Thanks, man. Hopefully the next one's funny or something.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mean, fuck it. We'll do something easy.
No, we can do whatever. Literally whatever.
Here's a would you rather.
Okay.
Right. Would you rather listen to one song for the rest of your life, or never be able to listen to the same song twice? And if you choose the first option, I'm quite curious what that song would be.
I guess I'd rather do the second one.
Okay.
Because it's like, dude, I have songs right now that I'm like this, but then in a week they're going to be gone, you know? So I got to do the second one for sure.
Okay. Bang. I guess, fuck it. Another would you rather. Would you rather be homeless or be in prison?
Both.
That's actually a great poll, right? Because if you're homeless, right, and you're in prison, that shit's probably way better than being out on the street. You know what I'm saying? You probably feel like I'm living in a fucking mansion, right? Compared to that bench.
All three.
That's what. Dude, better. I'm gonna cut it just so it's like, would you rather be homeless or in prison? You're all three of them. What a good answer. Would you rather know the date of your death or the cause of your death?
We die.
You may not, bro. Because what I'm thinking right now after asking you that question is you got so many motherfuckers with your same name that look like you. That could just be other universes, bro, talking to you, bro, and you just never die.
But if I'm alive, how do I die?
I don't even know, dog, because I've never died. I don't.
Next, skip.
Fuck that guy. It's like our code word. Last would you rather? Would you rather give birth to conjoined twins or sextuplets? Which I don't really know, but I think that's six. I think that's six babies. And I guess you're not giving birth to them, but I guess would you rather have one over the other? Do you know what I'm saying?
How creative can I get?
As creative as you want, dog. You can have a whole basketball team with a sub.
Give me 14 of them all connected.
And what could you do with that?
And there's no law in this universe. No, I don't know.
I like that. I like that. Cool. Let's see if we could get something. I guess that's a little bit more serious. I think would be a good thing to say. Here's a good question. Is what you're doing right now your passion?
Yes.
So like, I don't know how to explain this. Like your passion is everything all in one. You know what I mean? Like you, for the rest of your life, you want to keep doing acting, directing, writing, social media, like all that shit, or is like social media kind of just your boost to get to the point of acting, directing, writing that you want to be at?
I don't think I'd ever be so I don't think I'd ever consider myself so like I can control what I can control. I'm not so worried about like what's going to come in the future. I'm just worried about like I want to be doing projects that interest me. Like whether that's like I do a bit of music, I do some serious stuff. I make films, I act, like I don't really consider myself one thing. It's just like I want to conceive of projects and then take them to the finish line and then work on the next thing is kind of where my head is at. I mean,
so you just want to keep doing everything that you can to the best of your ability is kind of what it sounds like.
Because you can do everything, just not all at once. Like you have, like, you know what I mean? If there's a project, if there's 10, 20 years of my life that are like, you know, I do like 10 films and that's what I do. And like, but I don't know, I'm pretty content with my ambition right now in terms of like, I know that I just want to be making the stuff that I like the most. And I found the most success, I guess, in terms of like, mostly in terms of personal fulfillment from just thinking this seems really cool, I want to do it, and then doing it. And then sometimes it connects to people, to other people.
Because you're in kind of like a niche category, I guess, of people on social media where it's like, you know, like I said before, like you kind of show off your acting skills in a lot of this shit you do on social media. So it's kind of easy for somebody to see that and be like, okay, yeah, this guy wants to be an actor. But then, you know, you could look at me and what I do on social media and it's like, you know, do I want to be getting dressed in front of a camera every day for the rest of my life? Fuck no, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of like I don't know. I guess you're in kind of a good category, I guess, where
Cool.
you know, people see your stuff on social media, like I said before, no matter what you're doing, and they're gonna know, like, okay, yeah, this I know this guy's an actor. You know what I mean? And I think that's really good for you.
Cool.
Dude, sometimes this motherfucker just goes out of focus, dude.
What, the elf on top of your computer?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. He's seemed distracted lately, but
yeah, and just not on it. You know what I mean?
But are any of them? You know what I mean? They just little run around.
No, and I would like mine to be, right, because I know some motherfuckers who their elf, dude, they're you know
on his shit, 24/7 every morning, 9 a.m.
Yeah,
brewing coffee. You know, but you're assigned to one. You're assigned to who you're assigned to at birth, and we can't change that. So that's what I tell myself.
Yeah, you know, it sometimes when you're, you know, having a tough day, you know what I mean, and then you come home and your elf fucking isn't doing whatever the fuck you want it to do. Really, you know, you get to a certain point, right? You get to a certain point. I do. I know that for sure, right? If I'm already on my wit's end, and then this motherfucker wants to come try me, bitch. It's just fucking, I don't know, bro. I just hate the dude. I don't know. It gets me to a place that I don't like to be at. So that's why I don't really like talking about this shit. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up, dude. I'll talk to you if I want to talk to you. But for now, shut the fuck up. All right. I'm sorry. I don't even like to be that person. If I'm going to be 100% real with you.
You have to, I think you have to work through emotion though.
That's probably what that was right there. I think is my body trying to force me to do that. But anyways, like I said, the last question that I wanted to give you before we get to the fucking money making segment, is do you actually? It's gonna be a two-parter. First thing is I'm not gonna make you do it, so don't get hooked on that or think that that's what I'm trying to do. But being that you are an actor, is there any like impressions or accents that you're like weirdly good at? You know what I mean? Like some people just got like some British motherfuckers just have like a super dirty American accent, bro, and they're just hella good at it. Or, you know, maybe, I don't know, you could do Forrest Gump better than Forrest Gump can do Forrest Gump. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I was just curious about that.
Dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know. All right? So stop asking me.
Sorry.
Okay. Sorry.
Are you crying?
No. What's the second? You said is a two-parter?
No, but you weren't crying though. I know it's allergy season because I didn't know if I was evoking something or if that was just like
what's the second part of the question?
Maybe your windows open, right? You know, See now I'm sidetracked. I think fucking my window might be open in the pollen and shit. Do you have any niche hobbies that people don't know that you're into?
What?
I don't like the way you're looking at me. It's giving Killer Lives Here.
Do I have any niche hobbies? What was the last part?
That people just don't know about. Like me, I don't know where you're about to go with this, but it's freaking me out a little bit. Me personally, I'm really good at woodworking, fine carpentry.
Oh,
really good at that, and I don't showcase that everywhere, but I do enjoy doing that. So that's cool. Just an example.
No. Thanks for having me.
I was trying to keep it so chill, bro. I'm like, I don't know what he's about to do, but I'm like, I gotta keep it calm, bro. I couldn't, dude.
I like to play. I like basically all the stuff that I do creatively. Is just me at war with who I think God is. So, he's winning. They're winning. She's winning.
I don't know. Could be male, could be female, could be non-binary. Fuck it. Whatever. Cover all your bases.
I don't have any.
And some of us don't, and that's okay. And that's totally fine. I don't know. I wouldn't judge you for that personally. Do you want to play a game or?
Yeah, I'll play a game. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So same thing as the last segment. I'm gonna have to do a fucking stare at the camera, intro or whatever.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And then I'll kind of explain what we're doing here. All right.
Sweet. Cool.
All right. Welcome to the Sad Quiz, sponsored by Stay Another Day, your go-to mental health awareness apparel. I'm here with Stephen KONNOVITCH, and I have 20 rapid-fire true or false questions, all about things that make life worth living. Today's topic is movies. Being that Stephen is an actor, I feel like it's a pretty good topic that I picked there. I guess let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. And I'm not actually starting, but that's just how I'm going to edit it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, basically how it's going to work is I got 20 true or false questions for you. I might be a little slow asking them, but it's just because I got to keep track of your score while I'm also asking them. But whenever I ask you a true or false question, you have 3 seconds to answer. And like I said, you have the 4 different prizes that you could go for depending on how many questions you get, because it's rapid fire, right? I don't want to.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So
okay, one thing I will ask, just because at times it has lagged just a bit, so I'll yell out if it lags, but I won't abuse it. I won't. And I'm going for 20. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Going for a perfect score.
So going for all right.
Do we stop when I get one wrong?
No. And if you want, I could tell you if you're getting ones right or wrong, or you could just wait until the end.
Wait until the end.
Okay. All right. Steven's going for the $100 prize. Just to make that clear, because I got to throw that in a clip. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I said, 20 questions, all about movies, 3 seconds to answer.
True or false?
True or false. That's all you got to say. All right.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Question 1. True or false? The Godfather was directed by Steven Spielberg.
False.
The 1997 film Titanic won 11 Academy Awards.
True.
In Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, Han Solo was played by Harrison Ford.
True.
The Shawshank Redemption was released in the year 2000.
False. was 99 or 98.
The movie Forrest Gump is based on a novel of a man with the same name by Winston Groom.
True.
The film Inception was directed by Ridley Scott.
False, bro. It's Christopher Nolan.
Bro. The character Tony Stark or Iron Man first appeared in the Marvel movie The Avengers in 2012.
False.
Jurassic Park was released in 1993 and was directed by James Cameron.
False. That's Spielberg.
The Dark Knight features the Joker as the main antagonist, played by Jack Nicholson.
False.
The Matrix is set in a dystopian future controlled by machines.
True.
In the Lord of the Rings series, Frodo Baggins is played by Elijah Wood.
True.
The movie Pulp Fiction was directed by Martin Scorsese.
False. Tarantino.
The movie Gladiator won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 2001.
It was released in 2000. True.
The character Golem was created using practical effects and was not computer generated. I don't even know what movie that was from, but it just says the character
Lord
Golem.
of the Rings. True.
The 2017 film La La Land won the Academy Award for Best Picture.
False. It did, then it got taken back by Moonlight.
Schindler's List is a film directed by Steven Spielberg about the Holocaust.
True.
The character of James Bond first appeared in the movie Dr. No, played by Sean Connery.
True.
The movie Citizen Kane was released in 1950.
True. Might be 48.
In The Silence of the Lambs, the character of Hannibal Lecter was played by Anthony Hopkins.
True.
In 2009, the film Avatar was directed by George Lucas.
False. James Cameron.
Okay. That was all of them. I just want to say I'm so incredibly impressed. So stupidly impressed. Because like some of those questions, dude, like you fucking not only knew that it was wrong, but you knew what the correct answer was. And my shit says what the correct answer is if, you know, the statement was false. It says, you know, what the true version would be. And you fucking, dude, you were nailing like everyone. I was just blown away at that. Do you want to know your final score though?
I'll guess it was a 16 out of 20.
You got 18 out of 20.
Oh my God.
So very, very impressive. But bro, I don't think you got a single one wrong until like the 16th question. And I was shivering in my boots, bro.
Wait, what did I get wrong?
You got I think the first one you got wrong was the movie Gladiator won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 2001. You said false and it was true.
Oh, I thought I said true.
Maybe that wasn't the one that you got wrong. Then
Okay.
The character of Golem was created using practical effects. I only remember the second one you got wrong. And that was the Citizen Kane movie where you're like, oh, it might have been 1948, but you said 1950 was true, and that one was false.
When was that? 52 or 48?
41.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, but well, I was surprised. I never even heard of Citizen Kane before, so I was blown away enough that you even knew what the fuck that was.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, it was that one and like one other one like really shortly before it. It was either the character Golem or the Gladiator movie. It was one or the other that you had gotten wrong, but incredibly impressed nonetheless. But yeah, dude, that's really all I got. I mean, I'm having a blast, so I hate to cut it short.
Yeah.
But,
oh, dude. No, not at all. This is super fun, and I'm down to do it again sometime.
I would love to.
Yeah, awesome
we got good chemistry. I feel like it wasn't, you know, awkward at all. You know what I mean? We're fucking. I've never played into so many bits in my life, but it was fun, like forcing myself to do that.
Yeah,
the
fucking elf, you really ate the elf. That was cool.
The elf, I got a little crazy on that one. I don't even remember what happened.
I just sit back, yeah.
But yeah, I would fucking love to do it again because we definitely got good chemistry. We got
dude.
I think we make entertaining shit. So
yeah. Where you at, LA?
San Francisco. We're close to San Francisco. I'm like 40 minutes out from San Francisco.
Okay, dude. If I'm ever in the area, I'll hit you up. If you're ever coming to Philly, let me know. I might be in New York, but
I'm going to New York in June.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's going to be a time that you're going to be there, but if it is, then we should probably work something out because it'd be an honor, bro, to do like a sketch comedy skit with you, bro. That'd be crazy.
Bro, absolutely. Anybody, it's funny, but literally, I'd love to collab with anyone, and dude, especially you.
Dude, hell yeah. Yeah, I'm stoked. So yeah, that'd be super fun.
Sick, man.
But yeah, dude, I'll text you and then we'll figure out when's the next time we're gonna do this shit. But bro, you killed it. It was super fun.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah,
Are we still on air?
We're still on air.
Okay.
I was just gonna fucking do let me do like an outro real quick and then I'll give you like a genuine goodbye.
All right, cool.
All right. Thank you guys for watching episode 12 of the TPS podcast, sponsored by Stay Another Day, your go-to mental health awareness apparel. And thank you, Stephen KONNOVITCH, for being on this episode. It was a fucking blast.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Right,
thank you.
It's juice. Yeah. They love to hate. They see me doing it for real, and I'm sorry to tell you this ain't luck. I'm just trying to ball like the Oregon Ducks. But man, fuck it, this podcast sucks.